This man spent only 4 minutes in space, but 4 years had already passed on Earth. Every time Jack completed a mission and returned, his companions would be 4 years older. Yet to make up for the mistakes he'd made in the past, Jack had no choice but to keep flying into space again and again. Each time he returned to the base, the changes were staggering. He witnessed friends get married, have children, then watched those kids go to college and graduate. Until this last mission, when he returned to base, Jack discovered his good friend had already passed away. This filled him with deep regret. Years ago, they'd piloted a spacecraft on a deep space exploration mission. Because the interstellar journey was so long, the astronauts all entered hibernation. Not until the ship's detector found signs of life on a planet was Jack awakened. After careful consideration, Jack decided to go down and investigate. Soon, the spacecraft landed on that planet. Jack and Amy began exploring, but shortly after they left, the ship was suddenly seized by vines and dragged underground. Meanwhile, Jack discovered Amy had actually brought along an intern. Jack felt this kind of dangerous mission shouldn't involve rookies at all. Before they could argue for long, the vines snatched the intern away. Immediately after, the vines began attacking them simultaneously, and insects from the planet swarmed, and the two could only flee in panic. But those bugs pursued relentlessly, giving them almost no chance to breathe. When they finally made it back near the ship's wreckage, Jack suddenly remembered the intern and realized the vines had taken him. He had no choice but to risk going to rescue him, and ultimately he succeeded in bringing the rookie back. But when they returned to the ship and Jack piloted it alone, he made a critical error. The ship crashed straight into a mountainside. This left all the astronauts stranded on the planet, and the ship's fuel was completely depleted. Time passed, and they had no choice but to establish roots on this strange planet. Using local resources, they built a base and even constructed a ship capable of exceeding light speed, developing experimental fuel in the process. Now they were only missing one final step. If they could pilot the ship toward the star for just 4 minutes, they could synthesize usable propulsion fuel. To atone for his past mistakes, Jack volunteered for this mission, and so he embarked on this fuel synthesis flight. He piloted the ship straight toward the star. Because the crystal concentration was insufficient, the first mission ended in failure. Jack returned from his failure in his perception. Only 4 minutes had passed, but on the planet, earth-shattering changes had already occurred.